opening statement from Coach, and then follow with questions from our student athletes. Coach, we'll turn the floor over to you.
Ooh, thank you. Well, I have to say that this was somewhat unexpected. You always go into these games this time of the year expecting it to be incredibly difficult, and not that it wasn't, because I think our guys played about as hard as any group of kids can play. But I don't think we made a mistake the entire evening, especially on the defensive end. And I'm just incredibly proud of these guys and what they were able to do, and how it was a complete team effort led by these three, obviously. UCLA is just really good and really hard to play against, and it took everything we have, and I'm humbled by their performance tonight.
And at this time, we'll open it up for our student athletes. We're going to start with Howard, Nancy, and then I got the next two, and we'll work our way around. We can get it over to Howard over here.
Thank you. Howard Magdal, the next. Congratulations, you guys. AZ, this one's for you. An early explosion, obviously, offensively. Take me through what allowed you to kind of break out in this way, and how intentional it was for you to make sure that you were making your mark, especially on the offensive end here.
Sorry. Yeah, well, thank you. But I think my mindset tonight was just to be aggressive, whatever that meant, starting on the defensive end. I think that was our entire team's mindset, trying to make things difficult for them and having that lead to offense. And so, yeah, being aggressive tonight was my main focus, whether that meant making shots, just driving and kicking, and having teammates that are always on you to shoot the ball. It makes it pretty easy to also, when they're giving me great looks, setting me great screens, giving me great passes, that also makes it really easy. So staying aggressive tonight, my teammates made it extremely easy for me getting the ball when I was wide open. So thanks to them.
We're going to move to our left. Nancy, if you could raise your hand.
Nancy over USA Today Sports. Paige, right before or shortly before halftime, AZ whipped you a pass and you looked like you shoved it right at Caitlin and she scored on a layup. Can you talk us through exactly what that was? And AZ, when you saw her do that, what did you think?
It was kind of just an instinct. AZ threw me the ball. It was a great pass, and I saw almost like three people coming at me, so I knew it was going to be a jump ball, and at that point I just wanted to get a hand on it and find Chen because I knew she was running the floor with me. And so just did that.
I thought it was great.
If you could raise your hand, we're going to get the mic to you. She's coming back around.
Lou Haggerty, Amped Up Sports here in Tampa. Sarah, you come in as the lower seed. Did you need any expectation or any added motivation? Because 35 and that's not a bad season, is it?
I would say no. We just look at it as any other team. We're just out there playing basketball, not really worried about seeding. You're welcome.
We're going to take our next question on our left-hand side, the third row. If you could raise your hand with the braids, we'll get to you.
Hi, it's Jennifer Porty from Let's Talk Women in Basketball. Could you describe your role in tonight's victory, and how do you plan to maintain that momentum going into the championship game?
I'm sorry. We'll start. Was that a question for all? We'll start with Paige.
I think we all just want to lock in defensively. I think that's all of our main mindset and our main goal as a team, to be super locked in defensively, talk, communicate, play with energy, effort on that side of the floor, and then it translates to what we want to do on offense. But being aggressive on both sides of the floor, hunting shots, hunting the paint, and then hunting to get steals, deflections, just being disruptive. So being aggressive in all aspects.
AZ, you can go next.
Yeah, exactly what she said, being aggressive, making sure we're playing a full 40 minutes of aggressive UConn team basketball.
Pretty much what both of them said, just being aggressive. And, yeah.
We'll take our next question. We're going to stay to the center.
For Paige, Steve Futterman from NPR. Want to ask you, We know that your career is coming to an end on Sunday. It'll be your last game here in college ball. You've accomplished everything except that one thing. Can you talk about your view of this last game and finally accomplishing the number one goal when you came to UConn?
Yeah, I mean, we prayed, we prepared, and we hoped to be playing on the last day of the season. And we got that opportunity, so we don't want to take it for granted. And you don't want to get caught up in the moment of being so anxious and trying to win the national championship in one possession that you're just psyching yourself out. But to be present with the team, to be where your feet are and try to win every single possession that's in front of you, play the entire 40 minutes. But that doesn't start until we start preparing and getting a good night's rest tonight, start preparing tomorrow. Be disciplined in our preparation and just enjoying the last couple of days we have here with each other. It's pretty crazy. That's all coming to an end, but I'm glad we can do it on the last day.
Can I ask you, though, how much you want this championship?
I think we all want it, and both teams want it. We all want it as individuals, as a team. Yeah.
We're going to stay to the center. We'll go back to back, and then we'll work our way back over. I still have you on my list.
Dom Amori, Hartford Current. Paige, you just heard your coach say that you guys didn't think you made a mistake all night and that he was humbled by the performance tonight. I was wondering what goes through your mind when you hear your coach say something like that after this many years, that you feel like you've kind of actually finally won his final approval, or what does that feel like?
I mean, we haven't watched film yet, so that'll probably answer that. But just trying to minimize our mistakes and try to make up for it with how hard that we play and how much we communicate and fill the holes, fill the gaps of our defense and just the rotations. But, I mean, we're trying to get better even from this performance for the game on Sunday. So just not being complacent with what we did tonight and trying to continue to get better.
I want to direct my question to Coach Gino. First of all, Scott Morgan, Route South Florida Tribune. Number one, congratulations.
So we're holding questions for Coach until his availability. We're still fielding questions for student athlete.
Okay.
We'll make sure you're one of the first ones when we get to Coach.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. With that, we'll move over to our right. We'll go to Alexa, and then we'll come back over.
Alexa Philippou, ESPN. For Paige and AZ, you guys were up by 20 at halftime, but UCLA is a good team, and they were going to be hungry to come back. So what were you telling to each other? What was the message from Coach to make sure you didn't take your foot off the gas?
Just to stay disciplined. We know they're well coached. They're a very good team. They've got great pieces, so there's going to be no quit to them. So to be able to keep our defensive pressure up, to have no foot off the gas moments, but we wanted to continue to press down and continue to stay disciplined and continue to talk and be disruptive defensively and continue to stay aggressive and get out in transition on offense. So really just talked about there being no let up and actually turning it up another level.
We're going to move to our left. If you can raise your hand in the second row, we'll get that to you.
Eden Lassie, Hoops HQ. AZ, for you, this team has seemed like they've gotten better every single game as the years progressed. How is it possible that you guys continue to pull out your best performance game after game?
I think Paige just said it best, that we never get complacent with our performance. Just like tonight was great, we'll celebrate it for the rest of tonight, and we wake up tomorrow, it's a new day, a new scout, a new opportunity for us to play even better as a team. So I think just this whole season, knowing that we're capable of so much more, the sky's the limit for us, and making sure that we tap into that every single night and we never get complacent.
Shifting back over to our right.
Bella Munson with the Next. I wanted to ask you, Paige, if you want to talk about, over here.
No, sorry.
It's okay. I'm short and to the side. If you could talk about Al Alfie's performance helping you guys defend Lauren Betts, preventing UCLA from playing through her and forcing particularly those lots of early turnovers in the first half, and if that really helps set the tone for you guys at all defensively.
Yeah, I thought her performance was the tone setter for the night, and how aggressive she started and how determined she started. Coach has been on her. It's been hard at practice. We have great practice players that challenge her and are great, try to be Lauren Betts. So she's just been working extremely hard, and it was just extremely rewarding to see her perform that way tonight. And along with Ice, Sarah, Aubrey, the way they worked in the paint, Lauren Betts is a problem. She's not an easy person to guard. So for them to play with the effort that they did tonight, the attention to detail, the discipline, it was amazing to watch.
We're going to go right down this front row. We have 3 questions, so we'll go in the brown, and then with a scarf, and then the white suit.
Lachelle Smith, the Players Tribune. This is for all 3 of you. When you see that you have over 20,000 fans in attendance in a sold-out game like this, and for the performance that you all had, kind of how does it feel to know the impact that you're having individually, but also as a team on the women's game, and especially for the younger generation?
Let's start with Sarah.
Paige, can you go? It's okay if I...
Yeah,
you can start.
She is the generation that they're impacting.
Not really.
Paige can start if that's the case.
It's really rewarding just to be in this arena at this stage of the tournament, playing with these stakes and in this environment. It was amazing for women's basketball, the turnout, the support, just the display of basketball. It's a really high-level basketball, and for us to have a performance like that tonight where we were playing extremely good team basketball, I think it's beautiful to watch, and I think it's great for the sport and great for younger girls to see. And so it was a very good turnout and exciting.
I like the word that you used, rewarding. I agree with that, but I think it's also just, it's an incredible feeling to know that you can have an impact on so many people, and also just the fact that so many people showed up tonight, spent their own money to get here, time out of their day to come and watch us play. So I know that we're all super grateful for that, but to look around in the stands and see signs and just UConn fans from everywhere, and we're really far from home, so to have that kind of support is amazing.
Pretty much what they both said, very rewarding.
We'll stay to our right to our left in the front row.
Ira Gorbor from the Daily Bruin. For Paige, Coach said, UCLA was hard to play against, but you guys made no mistakes. What was it about UCLA that did challenge you guys, and how did you guys respond to that to finish the game the way you guys did?
Yeah, I mean, obviously their interior presence with Lauren Betts, but they've got great pieces around her, great pieces off the bench. So if you focus too much on one thing, it can cause a problem for the other. So we wanted to take away their threes, but we also wanted to make things hard for Lauren Betts inside. So being disruptive, putting pressure on the ball to make the interior passes harder, just being there to help, the rotations, trying to cover up for each other, and the way we talked, communicated, and covered up for each other, I thought helped a lot.
Please
Madison
proceed.
Furl, ESPN Anscape. This question's for all 3 of you. Just considering today's team win, how proud are you of all of your teammates today?
Again, we'll start with Paige.
Extremely proud. We knew coming in, we didn't think we played our best team game yet. We've had some great individual performances, but to be able to put it all together on a night like this where we're playing against a really good UCLA team, it's very rewarding, and it's the kind of basketball that we want to play. So extremely proud of everyone.
Also incredibly proud of everyone.
Also very proud of everyone. We worked really hard for this.
We'll go to our left. Annie.
Annie Costable, Front Office Sports. UConn is one of the greatest sports dynasties, UConn women's basketball, one of the greatest sports dynasties, talked about as such. But it's been 10 years since a title, almost 10 years since a title has been won by the Huskies. Is that a motivating factor at all for you? Paige, if you want to take it, seems like you're the one that's leading the charge.
No, I think we are not worried about the past, worried about trying to, every single day you walk into the gym, you're trying to live up to the standard of playing UConn basketball, but you're not comparing yourself to other teams, to players before. Obviously, you want to fill their shoes and make them proud, and wear the UConn jersey with pride, but we're trying to be the best team we are in the present. On any given night, we're trying to continue to get better in practice, in the weight room, and every single thing that we're doing. So really that's the main focus, and staying disciplined and doing what got us here, and taking care of that.
We'll take our final question.
Maddie Kenny with the New York Post over here. Paige or AZ, Sarah Strong has been, a consistent player, really strong player for you guys all season as a freshman. Just what do you make of her being able to keep that composure and that confidence even as the stage gets bigger and the lights get brighter?
We'll start with you, Easy.
Yeah, Sarah's an incredible player, but I think that's something that impresses me the most about her is just how mature she plays and how just even keel she is. And you can never tell if she's got 20 points and 20 rebounds. You wouldn't be able to tell. So I think I definitely look up to her in that aspect and how she doesn't care. She looks at our opponent as, just another game that night. It doesn't matter where we are, what stage we're on. So I think that's something that I want to take and apply to my game. But she's someone who's extremely fun to play with because she is just so smart. She knows the game, knows what to do, and she just makes it super easy to play with.
Paige.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really say enough great things about Sarah Strong. She just contributes to winning in so many different ways, and a lot of things sometimes don't show up in the stat sheet, but everything she does also shows up in the stat sheet. So she just has an impact on the game, and it's funny because she's so mature, cool, calm, and collected on the court, but as a roommate, she's pretty wild off the court. So just to see the switch up is pretty fun too.
Sarah, Paige, AZ, want to thank you for your time today. Best of luck on Sunday as you head over to the mix zone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we will field questions for Coach. We're going to start with the gentleman with the hat, and then we will work our way around since we know you have a question for Coach. If we can allow us to get the microphone to you, and then we'll go from there.
Ma'am, I got to tell you, you're a class act. Thank you very much. Had a senior moment there. Anyways, Gino, congratulations for making it to the finals yet again. So the question I really want to kind of ask you is this. You and Pat Summitt certainly put women's college basketball on the map, and I know you've beaten all comers. So how do you feel about what you've accomplished up to this point with the amount of titles that you've amassed? And would it be even more gratifying for you knowing that there's transfer portal and NIL factored into what you could potentially do on Sunday? Because this is a remarkable accomplishment, and what you have done for this sport to me is nothing short of outstanding and remarkable. It's a privilege to be able to have an opportunity to talk to you, Coach.
Well, I appreciate all that. The challenges certainly don't get any easier. It's not the same game, not the same environment, not the same experience that it was when we first started in this. All the coaches that are still around, it's not many of them, trying to navigate all the changes has been incredibly difficult on all sides, not just the coaching side. And the championships that we have, they were won through, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s. The Final Fours have happened in the 90s, 2000, 2010s, 2015, 20, So we've had to navigate a lot going through this. I'm pretty gratified as it is. I think if we win a 12th national championship, I don't know that has any impact on my life whatsoever, other than it makes me feel that I'm still able to have an impact, at my age and for how long I've been doing it. So it doesn't impact my life that much, but it, certainly impacts her life and what she wants and what she's been dreaming about since she picked up a basketball. So anytime you can, have a hand in helping someone who, when you were talking to them when they were 17 years old about what could happen if you come to UConn, and you're in a position to actually be able to do it, I think that's the most gratifying thing for me at this age of my life.
We're going to stay to the front. We'll go Mel, Doug.
Okay, so, yeah.
We use microphones in this century, Mel.
I still love the fact that she calls you grandpa, and I predicted that 3 decades ago.
Yeah.
Which really did it. Since the paper you grew up reading didn't seem necessary to send Jonathan, the fact that you're playing the other team and who the coaches are, and they're going for a back-to-back,
Yeah.
and the way you've been roaring, can you kind of, and this is going to be like the Super Bowl women's basketball Sunday, can you see yourselves in the Eagles' role?
Well, you know, I think certainly what's happened at South Carolina over the last over the last 7, 8, 9 years, you know, they've played basketball at an exceptionally high level. When you think about the Final Fours that they've been to, the consistency in their program, and you know, the ability to win national championships multiple times, and to be in a position to win back-to-back ones. These are all things that you know, are incredibly difficult to sustain, you know, in today's day and age. We've certainly played each other a number of times in big games. We've already played each other once in a national championship game. So it does feel like the two most prominent programs right now in women's college basketball are playing for the right to be national champions, and we both deserve it. You know, they deserve to be here. We deserve to be here. They have every right to win Sunday. We have every right to win Sunday. You know, past performances, what happened last year isn't going to be a factor in what happens Sunday. Our 11 national championships aren't going to help us win on Sunday. So the fact that we have Philadelphia connections, University of Virginia connections, and all that USA basketball stuff that we've done together, yeah, it's a nice story, but I don't think Dawn's going to give me any kudos for, or any breaks for, you know, senior citizen that I am. I don't think she's going to have any sympathy for me come Sunday.
We're going to go Doug, then Chantel.
Hey, Gino, Doug Feinberg, DP. I think all of your titles you've won, you've had sort of 3 major players at that time. I mean, you had the Stewie, Mariah, and Morgan. You had Maya, Tina, and Renee, and before Sue, Diana, that group.
Yeah.
You have 3 right now that are obviously playing really, really well for you. How big is that for the game on Sunday and for the win tonight, that having that 3 that can all dominate a game, score 20 points, do what you need to do? Last couple of years you made it this far, you didn't have enough healthy players like that to have the 3.
Yeah. There is a common theme that goes through all of our national championship teams, and that's absolutely true what you're saying. If you want to, Hank Stram said this years and years ago. There may be 2 other people in here that know who Hank Stram was. But he did say, in order to win it all, you have to have it all. And if you show up here and you're missing some pieces, it's going to get exposed here on the stage this weekend. And when we showed up, generally speaking, with the right pieces, we were able to, more times than not, you know, win a championship. And when we showed up here shorthanded, we didn't. So going into this weekend, we felt like we had the best opportunity that we could have in the last, you know, 5, 6 years, 7 years, maybe 6 years, I don't know. And that it wasn't relying all on one person, and that person had to play an exceptionally outstanding game in order for us to win it all. if Paige had 16 last year, we wouldn't have played it. We wouldn't have made it to the Final Four. If Paige has, the kind of game that she had today in the previous couple of years, it would be almost impossible for us to win. And yet today, look what happened. So we have more pieces. That obviously has majority of the reason why we're here. And I don't know that you can do it. I've said this before. We go 2 or 3 years in Connecticut without winning a national championship. Like, imagine it's like 9 now. This is 9 years without winning a national championship. I remember after 3, somebody said, the only time he wins is when he has the best players. I was like, man, I know. I tried it with the other guys. It doesn't work. So you have to come here with really good players and put yourself in a position to do it. And they've done that, South Carolina, and we've done that. So it should be a great Sunday.
We're going to stay to our right, kind of the center. We'll go with Chantel, then we'll go to the back.
Hey, Gino, you were talking about, when you were recruiting Paige, talking about national championships, what could have been or what could be at UConn. I was curious, once she actually got to campus, how much did you talk about national championships, and specifically this season, knowing it would be her last? How much have you talked about a national championship with her?
Not a whole lot, to be honest with you, Chantel. Not a whole lot. When she got there, it was the bubble. It was, I didn't think we were necessarily that great a team. You couldn't even tell because it was so awful to play that season and didn't feel like college basketball. And then every year that she's been here, I never felt like we really were able to overcome anything and win it as long as she was on the court. I never felt that. So the only time I've ever talked to her about it is when I want to make her mad and be negative with her. That every day at practice when she does the same dumb things that say she did when she was a freshman, that's the only time I bring it up. That's why you've never won a championship, and you never will. Stupid stuff the parents say to kids, right? As a reminder that, each and every day, each and every year, you need to put away the things that you did when you were a freshman and you were a sophomore. Even though we had no chance to win it those years because we didn't have enough players, you're just trying to remind her, and that's why she keeps saying, all we've talked about the whole time she's been here is you need to get better every day. You need to grow every day. You need to get better every day. And keep the focus off the national championship. I stopped talking about national championships when Svetlana Abrasimova, I want to give her a shout out. She's gone through some rehab on some tough surgery in Russia. I used to talk about national championships once a week when she was on the team. And finally she said to me, and as only a Russian can, why do we talk about championships? Everybody knows why we were here. Stop it. So I stopped it because I was afraid for my life.
With that, we're going to go to the back.
Hey, Coach Ariema, Christina Walker from Christina Girl Hoops TV, right here in the back. Earlier, Paige talked about how important preparation will be going into Sunday's game, just doing those little things. Can you tell me what preparation looks like for you and your coaching staff going into Sunday?
Well, my preparation really is listening to what our coaching staff says to me about what they think based on all the film and everything that they've done, what they think is the key for us to win. So I have a great staff. All of them have been head coaches at one time, and I trust them. So we'll talk about it. We'll get together and come up with a plan. It won't be tonight. It'll be sometime tomorrow. What time is it anyway?
12:23 a.m.
12:23. I'm an hour short. Yeah, so I'm cutting into the one thing that I do have control over and what I'm what wine I'm drinking tonight. But how we're going to play South Carolina, I'm waiting to hear from my staff of what we're going to do.
With that, we're actually at time, so we want to thank you for
How
your
about that?
time. Best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.